Two West Virginia defenders stood in front on each side of him around 3 feet from Buddy. He waited for them to close in. They didn't. That's enough room. Buddy rose, a relieving sight for the Mountaineers in the first half but no longer, and drained a jumper over them. He turned and started his familiar strut. The steady grasp of extraordinary shooting is nothing new for Buddy. West Virginia scrambled, down 4, to get some points back, the task of stopping one of the hottest scorers in the country, after a promising start, already lost in an eventual 75-72 win for the Orange. A bench player on his 8th and 9th grade AAU team, the 349th ranked recruit in the 2018 class and a player tied firstly to the prolonged success of his father, Syracuse coach Jim Boeheim, Buddy has emerged as one of the premier superstars in an event that manufactures heroism in 40-minute increments. What was once defensive domination for the Orange in Sunday's NCAA tournament second-round game morphed into a three-point shooting battle. Yet the Orange had the better shooter, one revitalized after a slow start to the game. More. Buddy Boeheim went off for Syracuse and says what everyone is thinking: "I'm a bucket." After a period of the season where Buddy said he would start thinking after a few misses, he said now every time he shoots he expects it to go in. The result is his best basketball of the season, averaging 28.3 points per game in the postseason, including 22 second-half points Sunday as the star of a Syracuse team that barely made it into the NCAA tournament field and will now appear in its third Sweet 16 in the past 5 tournaments. "He knocked some huge shots down when they had us in a lot of trouble," Jim Boeheim said. Buddy has always been a strong shooter. When he arrived at Syracuse for the 2018-19 season, that was pretty much all he could do though. He played just 17.1 minutes per game as he struggled to grasp defense at the top of Syracuse's 2-3 zone, and was a liability every time he tried to put the ball on the floor. The shooting talent occasionally pierced through. He scored 20 points in the ACC tournament opener in 2018 and then added 15 against a Zion Williamson-led Duke team. But his handle was the one key to unlocking the consistency behind it. Jim Boeheim said Buddy worked 3 days a week with the strength trainer and practiced his handle until he perfected a version of it that works. "He's made himself into a player," Dad said Sunday. "Our whole team is made up of guys like that." More. Monday matchups, betting odds and players to watch. Buddy rarely broke ankles with his new skill, but it was enough to maintain control and deliberate when he moved to create space. He jumped from 6.3 points per game in his freshman season to 15.3 the next. This year, he's averaging 17.1 points per game to lead the Orange. But even with the improvement, his play in Syracuse's past few games has been uncharacteristically good.